how to ask for things the right way is important. So let's see the different ways you can make requests in Spanish. Let's say we want to ask someone for their phone number. In English, we could say, "Can I get your phone number? Please give me your phone number." Or, "Would you give me your phone number?" Well, the same happens in Spanish. Depending on your intention, the setting, and the context, you can ask for someone's phone number in a direct or indirect way while being more casual or more formal. These are the three most common ways you can ask for someone's phone number in Spanish. Dame tu número de teléfono. ¿Me das tu número de teléfono? ¿Podrías darme tu número de teléfono? Dame tu número de teléfono is the bluntest way you can ask for someone's phone number because we are using the imperative form of the verb dar or to give, which is dame. We can make this sentence a bit more polite by adding por favor, as in dame tu número de teléfono por favor. Now, just because we use the imperative form, it doesn't mean we're being rude because it depends on the context. If you are talking to a friend and you're making plans to talk later, it wouldn't sound rude at all to say dame tu número de teléfono. But if you just randomly say that to a person you just met, it would sound rude and out of place. ¿Me das tu número de teléfono? Is a fairly neutral way to ask for someone's number. You are being polite without overdoing it, just like, "Can you give me your phone number?" If you do want to sound more polite, you can add por favor, as in, ¿me das tu número de teléfono, por favor? ¿Podrías darme tu número de teléfono? Is a polite and rather formal way to ask for someone's phone number, just like, "Could you give me your phone number?" You can also add por favor, as in, ¿podrías darme tu número de teléfono, por favor? While this is the politest way to ask someone in a casual setting for their number, we can take it up a notch when we want to convey a higher sense of respect towards the person we are asking this to. This is, ¿podría darme su número de teléfono? In this sentence, we're using the third singular form to address the person. This is the kind of sentence that you want to use when addressing an elderly person or a figure of authority, such as policemen, doctors, or anyone we want to be respectful towards. While there isn't a direct translation in English for this sentence, it would be comparable to saying something like, "Sir," or "Ma'am, could you give me your phone number?" As with the rest of the sentences we've seen, we can also add por favor to sound even more polite. That would be, ¿podría darme su número de teléfono, por favor? And speaking of translations, while these sentences have nicely paired up with an English equivalent, these are just guides. It's best for you to try and remember how each of these requests in Spanish can have a different impact on the person you are talking to. Dame tu número can sound forceful and too direct, but within a different context, it may be just the right way to say it. Likewise, saying, ¿podría darme su número de teléfono? Doesn't automatically mean we are being polite, especially if we are saying it in a sarcastic or mocking way. The correct way of asking for something will depend on the context, who you are talking to, and whether you are having a casual or a formal conversation. If you are taking someone's information as they are making an appointment, and you have already asked them for their name and address and the like, it wouldn't sound rude if you just simply said, ¿número de teléfono? It would actually be tedious if you were to say, por favor, after each piece of information you're asking, not to mention that it would sound strange and way too formal. But again, it all depends on the context. Another factor to keep in mind when making requests is how direct you want to sound. All of these sentences we've seen are direct, but there are many ways that you can ask for someone's phone number indirectly. As an example, you could say something like, "Si me dieses tu número de teléfono, te podría llamar." This translates into, if you gave me your phone number, I could call you. Instead of directly asking, you would be framing it as a suggestion. Let's see one more example from the bluntest way to the politest way of asking for something. Imagine you go into a cafeteria and want to order a coffee. You could say, un café, coffee. Ponme un café. Give me a coffee. ¿Me pones un café? Can I get a coffee? ¿Te podría pedir un café? Could I ask you for a coffee? ¿Le podría pedir un café? Could I ask you for a coffee, sir or ma'am? One last thing to mention here, which is so incredibly important, is the cultural factor. In Spain, it's common to use the imperative form when making requests. To foreigners, and for those of us who have lived overseas for some time, this can be quite the cultural shock. As a Spaniard, I have ordered a coffee at a bar in the polite, ¿Me pones un café, por favor? Only to receive the charming reply of, y sin el favor. This conversation went basically like this. Can I get a coffee, please? Keep your please. This shocked me back then because I had just returned from the politest country in the world, Canada, where this conversation would have been downright rude. But in Spain, it sounds natural to ask for things in the imperative form. It's common to hear phrases like this. Ponme un café. Give me a coffee. Pásame la sal. Pass the salt. Dame un momento. Give me a moment. Escriba su nombre aquí. Write your name here. Espere a que le llamen. Wait to be called. Come un poco más. Eat a bit more. Vaya a la siguiente ventanilla. Go to the next window. While you can make it sound more polite by adding, por favor, depending on the situation and the context, you will be fine making requests using the imperative form, at least in Spain. So just as you would not want to sound rude, you should also adjust the way you ask for something as not to sound unnatural. If you want to sound like a native, check out my videos to learn Spanish in a natural way that will get you speaking fast. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.